So happy evening to one and all. I hope my voice is audible, right? Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so in this session, I am going to present about how do we identify the right problem and the right solution with the help of double diamond approach, and then we move on to the product innovation rubric. That is, how do we assess the validation risk for our project, and then finally we move on to business model canvas preparation. Okay, so these are the three things that we are going to discuss it today. So let's go to the presentation now. So you all know all the four groups. I think you all know about me. Myself, Tamilarisi. I am working as associate professor under CSE department in Vivekananda College of Engineering for Women, Tiruchengood. So let's get into how to identify the right problem and the solution. The first thing. So I hope you all have chosen the project, right? So you already have chosen the product. So we won't, we will not change our, anyhow, we will not change our idea, right? But you can assess your project, whether this project is worthy or not. So the first and foremost thing, whenever you have some idea, first and foremost thing, you have to have the design thinking. The three important parameters are very much important. If any one of this fails, then it will not be successful into the market. The first and foremost thing is viability. Whether your solution can solve the problem or not. Whatever the problem that you have taken and you find out some idea to solve the problem. So first thing you have to assess whether this solution is very much fit to solve the problem or not. Okay. So that thing that you have to assess it in that way, in such a way, you have to find out the best solution. Okay. For a same problem, there are many plenty of ideas can be there. So whichever the idea that can best suit to solve the problem, that is the first thing you have to assess it. The second thing is desirability. It should attract the customers. We are developing some idea. Okay, we are developing some product, but that is not at all useful for the customer, or that is not at all known by the customer, and or that is not at all liked by the customer, right? So if you are not making the customers to know their importance, to know the importance of your product, or if you could not make the customer to attract the to attract towards your product, then definitely you cannot achieve the commercialization, that is you cannot achieve the successful market. So that is the desirability, attracting the customers in such a way you have to develop your product. And the third thing is feasibility, whether this solution can be implementable or not, whether this solution can be for that whatever the problem that you have chosen. So for that problem, this solution can be implemented or not. Okay, so you may have some idea but you cannot implement in the reality, then it is waste of time, right? So these are the three things that you have to assess before getting into the development. Whatever the problem that you have taken so far, whatever the project that you are having so far, please you just assess about the viability, whether your solution is best suited to solve the problem. That is the first thing. The next thing is whether it is designed or developed in a way to attract the customers or not, because it should be user friendly, it should look good, it should feel good the same way. So those are the things have to be taken care. And next thing is whether your project can be implemented in reality or not. Okay, so these are the three things that you have to ensure, then you can get into the development. So how do you develop the solution? Normally, based on the needs. If you are developing some project, but that is not at all used by anyone means, then there is no need to develop the project, right? If nothing is useful, then why we are spending time, why we are spending money to develop, even though it is an innovative idea, there is no need to develop it, right? Your idea may be new, but needs are not there means, then there is no need to develop that project. So first you identify the needs, you discover the needs. This plays a major role Because if you identify the needs in a correct manner, then only your solution will be the worthy one. So this is the first and foremost important thing. If there is any fault in this, then definitely your solution will not be the best suited solution. Okay, so that is the first thing. You concentrate whether your idea will be going to solve the needs of the customer or not. Okay, so that you have to take care. So whatever the project that you have taken so far, please assess that whether this satisfies the exact needs of the customer or not. Okay, so that you do it. The next one is development. Create means development, then deliver. So once if you have developed, you can deliver to the customer and you can get the feedback, and after that you can revise that. Okay, so this is an iterative process. You can get the feedback and again you can improvise your product. So till the customer satisfies the exact needs, you can do that. So exactly how to develop the solution, that is given as a double diamond process. Okay, how to develop the solution, the same thing. The first you have to collect the information about the problems. What are the problems are there? So in a broader way, you have to collect the problems. Okay, so you can interact with the customers and you can take a survey, you can do anything to collect the information about the problems. Then define, that is the second thing. So you can collect so many problems. If you are taking for example, if you are taking an agriculture field, in the agriculture field itself there are so many problems available, right? So you may get information about different kinds of problem. Even one of our project student is working on drone, I think, right? Gopinath sir is guiding. Okay, so if you are taking a problems in the agriculture field, there are so many problems. You may collect the information in the so many ways, right? Then the second thing is you have to confine to some specific problem. Okay, we cannot solve all the problems. You have to concentrate on the specific, the most important problem that has to be solved immediately. Okay, so that most specific critical problem or the most specific important problem have to be identified from your information, from your discovery. So that is the define part. The next, once if you know that this is the problem that I am going to solve it. Okay, for example, if you are taking the agriculture field, in that I am going to develop a automatic sprinkler system. For example, I am telling, it is already available. For example, I am telling, based on the soil moisture, I want to sprinkle the water. So if that is the specific problem that I want to find out the solution means, so that is the defined part. Then develop means, so you have to develop that product, that is the automatic sprinkler system. So there are so many ways you can develop that product. Okay, it is not a single solution to develop, I mean to implement that what you can say automatic sprinkler system. There are so many ways you can implement it. So you can try some prototype to develop that product. So in that prototype, which is good or which is user friendly or which is cheap and effective, so that prototype you can make it as the best one, and that you can deliver it to the finally to the customer and you can get the feedback. Then again go back, again the process is repeating. Okay, again you are correcting the information about the problem in your prototype, then you confine to the specific problem, then you add that feature into the add that feature into the prototype, then again deliver it to the customer. So you repeat the same process till the customer is satisfied. So this is a double diamond process. So this is given in a pictorial way. I think you have seen in the video that is already taken in the IIC online session, right? So they have clearly mentioned the double diamond approach in a great way. So I'll just want to convey you in a just manner. So first thing, the discovery. Discovery is the first thing, that is exploring the problem. What are the problems in the particular field? For example, agriculture means what are the problems that are available in the uh, that particular field, and why the problem occurs. Okay, why the problem occurs. So those are the first part. So that is the divergent. Divergent means you can get whatever the ideas, possible problems are available. Then it goes to the convergent part. Convergent part means you have to define the specific problem that you want to solve it. Okay, from that exploration you have to pick up the most important problem that you want to solve it. So that is the conversion part. So then once if you fix the problem, this is I'm going to solve it, then you can generate plenty of solutions to solve that problem. Okay, again it is going to the divergent part. So test all the possible solutions and then you can deliver it to the customer. You can get the feedback, then again you can explore the problem, what are the problems as a feedback, then again you confine it which is going to solve it again, and then add that feature in that prototype, then finally. So this process is going to be repeated till the customer satisfies the product, I mean satisfies the needs of the product. Okay, so whatever the project that you have chosen so far, so you'll take it in a maybe due to time constraint you pick up the solution directly, right? You pick up the specific idea directly, but there are plenty of opportunities available after this innovation contest. Also you can go for plenty of problems in the same field, whatever the field that you have chosen. So in that same field there are so many problems available. You can take other problems and you can integrate the solutions of that problem into your product also. So far you may take one problem and you work on that, so you can take another problem and add it as a another feature, add on feature in your product, so that you can do it. Okay, so this is given the same thing. So the first diamond, so you are exploring the problems and you are defining it to the specific problem. So the right thing, you have to identify the right problem. Okay, so what is the problem that I am going to solve it? So that is the first thing. The second thing is you have to explore possible solutions and confine to the best solution. Okay, so you have to design your things in a right way. You have to develop your solution in a better way. So that is the second diamond. Okay, so first you strong about your problem, what exactly the problem that you are going to solve it, then find out the best solution. Okay, so from all the possible solutions find out the best solution. So next thing is you have to know all these things about your problem. Okay, so when you are getting into the development you have to know what is exactly your problem and what are the constraints or the barriers. Okay, what are the difficulties or what are the assumptions that has to be satisfied by your project, so that you have to know it. Because when you are developing the product into the reality, there are so many constraints, maybe the environmental constraints or the license acts, okay, technology constraints, so many things. So all those constraints to your project implementation, then value or the benefits. So because of the project, what is the benefit, what are the benefits that are obtained, and then your solution. Okay, what is your solution for the problem, what exactly you are going to provide as a solution for the problem, and then the budget of your project. Okay, so you have to define a problem, what the problem clearly, then what are the constraints to implement the solution for that problem, and what benefits, if we solve this problem, what are the benefits can be obtained, and what is the solution for this problem, and what will be the budget for the solution. So these things you have to know. This is a simple example that I have shown for government hospitals. Uh, so the first thing is what is the problem that is mentioned here. Then constraints and barriers are they have to get approval from ICMR. Okay, then it should be portable into various locations. For any government hospitals, if you want to get approval means, so if that is a problem means, so these are the constraints and the barriers, the benefits they have mentioned. Based on your project you can assess this, you can write a problem exactly what are the constraints and what are the benefits. So already you have done this, I think so. So please ensure that these are the things that you are very clear in your project or not. So this is the double diamond approach. So this is double diamond approach is for ensuring that whether you have identified the right problem and you have identified the right solution or not. Okay, which means identify the best solution for the problem or not. The next thing is a product innovation rubric. So this is about validating what are the risks in your project. Okay, so for example, if the risks are higher, then there is no need to, there is no need to implement this project. Okay, if the risk level is low, then you can implement the project. It will be more scope in the market. Okay, for that analysis, for analyzing the risk, we are using a product innovation rubric. So there are so many things here. Some 5 categories are there. Each category will have 20 points. Okay, totally this innovation rubric will have 100 marks. So each point will have 20 marks. So there are some constraints they have given. I hope this is visible. Otherwise, you zoom in. Okay. So the first thing is the problem statement defined clearly. So you have write the problem statement, right? So that problem statement, you read all these things, each and every bar. The first thing is vague definition of the problem, but unable to understand the real world. In case if your problem statement is just given in a general way, it doesn't understand the real world. It doesn't mention the real world problem means, then your project will get only 2 points under this first category. Okay, so there are so many things. The second one is also, if you want to score 4 points, if your problem is a generalized way, but without any real world scenario or real world users that are not need of your project. If that is the case, you can score only 4 points. So you just go through all these things. Mostly in this, the first category, your project should score 20. Okay, in that way your problem statement should be defined. Okay, so you look about the 20th checkbox. It is clearly defined and validated problem statement. Okay, your problem should be clearly defined, and you have to get some what I can tell, you can get your problem through the customer need. Okay, based on the customer need, you if based on the customer survey or based on the customer requirements, if you are getting that problem means, that is the validated problem statement. Okay, some way if you are based on the needs of the customer, you are creating this solution means, then automatically it satisfies the last box, then you can score 20. So your problem statement should be clearly defined and it should be validated with the significance and the magnitude of the problem, along with the profile of the different types of beneficiaries impacted by the problem. So you have defined the problem and for whom this problem is there. Those people are called customers or beneficiaries. Okay. So beneficiaries means customers who are all going to be benefit because of your project. So if you have defined the problem and to whom this uh, problem is there, and in what way your project is going to solve this problem and benefit to the customers or the beneficiaries. So in that way, if you have defined your problem statement, then automatically it satisfies the last box, and you can make it as the 20 points for the first category. Okay. So you define your problem statement in that way. The second category is whether is this problem worth solving. Is this problem is importance to solve it. Okay. I already told you whatever the problem that you have taken, okay, that should be useful to some people. That should be need, that should have a need to be solved. Okay. Otherwise, there is no importance in developing that project, because no need to, I mean, we will not use that project means, then there is no need to develop it, right? So the second category is this problem worth solving? Okay, is this problem is important to be solved? Okay, so how this can be known? Whether your idea, if your idea is a conventional product means what? Already it is done. If your idea is already done, then it scores only 2 points. Okay, but your idea is not done, but there is a technical challenge in implementing this. Okay, if that is the case, then your product will get 4 points. Conventionally, the third thing is conventionally solved problem, but the idea is about solving only minor challenges in the existing solution. It is conventionally solved, but it addresses some few challenges in the existing solution. Then you can give the score as 8. Okay, so otherwise, If your problem is unsolved, so far your problem is not at all solved by any people, but only with limited importance. Your problem is only having a limited importance, not that much important. It needs to be solved, but only for few beneficiaries. If that is the case, then you can give 12 points. The next one is 14 points will be given to the higher degree of problem importance. So if that is the problem that is required to be solved immediately, okay, in urgency, then we can give the score as 14. So if your problem is the most important need to be solved for the beneficiaries, means you can give the score as 14 point. Okay. So the next 20 points will be given to the unsolved problem with very high importance, and it will impact many beneficiaries. Okay. Your problem is not at all solved, but it has high importance to be solved for the highest number of beneficiaries. If that is the case, then you can give the mark score as 20 points for your project. Okay. So for the second category, you can choose 8, 12, 14. I think most of the people you can choose with 8, 12, 14, 20 based on the need of your project. Okay. Based on the importance of your project idea, you can give the marks. So if you have any doubt, you can ask then and there. Okay. You need not to be wait till the last slide or last end of the presentation. Anybody, you can have any doubt, you can unmute and you can ask me. So the first thing, your problem statement definition. The second thing, how much your problem is important to be solved. The third thing is the chosen target customer strongly motivated to solve the problem? Okay. So how the customer thinks that this is very important to be solved. Okay. How the customer thinks, the customer knows that in this way or in this significance or in this importance, so this problem is solved by this kind of solution. They have to know. Okay. So that is the third thing. So again here, if there is any generalized description about your customers, who are all the customers of your product. Okay, if you know the general information about the customers, the score 4. You again, a weak profile, you know somewhat a specific information about the target customer, but only the general description about them. You are not at all know that the specific group of customers about your project, then you can go for only 4 or 6. If you know that the specific customer of your project, you can go for 8, 14 and 20 based on the based on which one is matching exactly. So the third thing is the information that you have collected about the customer. Okay. If you know that only these people, generally the hospital people will use my product, the farmer will use my product. Okay. So if you know only generally, then you will go for 4 or 6, something like that. But if you know specifically the particular community of people, for example, in hospital, the pharma people will use my project. In agri, the technician people will use my project. If you know the specific target customer, you can go for giving a mark score as 8, 14 or 20. So that is the third category. The fourth category is the core value proposition defined, quantified and validated. So value proposition, this is the most important point in the business. Whatever the product that you are developing, so you have to know the value proposition of the product. Value proposition means what are the benefits that that product is going to give the customers. Okay. So is there any value, core value related to your project? Definitely the core values will be there. Otherwise, there is no use in developing the project. So how far this core values are quantified, that is measured, and how far it is validated as a true or false. Okay. The fourth thing is what are the benefits? Simply you can say that what are the benefits that are attained because of your project. Okay. So how you can say that these are the benefits? In any way you have measured it or not? By taking a survey or by taking what you can, any digitalized form or any oral form. Okay. So in what way you can say that these are the benefits of my project? For example, a vague description of the target customer but unable to understand how solving this problem offers any benefits or not. Then a generalized description of the beneficiary without indication of the specific target customer. Okay, so in this way, whichever is matching you, you can know that these people, for these people, it will be very benefit. For this kind of people, it will be very benefit. If you know that, then you can choose 2, 6, 10, 12, 20 according to your understanding, according to your target customer description. You can choose anything. Okay, so to whom it will be very benefitable. Exactly, if you know that, then you can go for this. Which means you have to validate uh, the benefits of your project with that customer. That is the meaning. Because this third and fourth, how far it is different means, in the third you have to know the customers. In the fourth, whether you you what you can say, you have to validate the benefits from your customer or not. Okay, from your customer, whether you have attained these are the benefits of the product that is developed. So in what way you get that benefits from the customer. Okay, so that is the fourth point. So if you are very strong, you can go for 20. So normally you can go for 20. Okay, no need to have 10 or 12, you can go for 20. Then the last thing is the minimum is the MUP, that is the minimum MVP, minimum viable prototype concept, effective in testing the target value proposition. Okay, so minimum viable prototype means what? So how far this can be feasible to implement it. Okay, adoption, how this can be implemented in reality. So that is the last category. Normally MVP, minimum viable prototype, we can say that. So how it can be feasible. So you can go for 20. If there is no barrier in implementing your project, then you can go for 20. You feel that there is some problem, you can make a real product, but there is some barriers, maybe the environmental barriers or the legal barriers. So if you feel that there are some barriers, then you can go for 12. Okay, otherwise you have experimented only in the lab level, you have developed your project and experimented in only the lab level, you have not at all come into the reality, then you can give a 6 months. Otherwise you have only idea, you have not at all implemented your project, you have just only have an idea, I have not tried any implementation means, then you can give the 2. Okay, feasibility of the implementation. So it is only in idea level means you can give 2 marks, or you are experimented as a prototype in lab level means 6. Otherwise you have implemented actually means you can give 12. With barriers means 12, without barriers means 20. Okay, so for your project you go through each and every box in each category, totally 5 categories are there. Okay, so in this, how much marks you can give maximum for your project based on these box description. So finally you add all those, each category will have a maximum of 20, so totally 100 marks will be there. So out of 100, how much you have scored? Okay, so that is the result of the product innovation rubric. So that is the validation risk. So next one is business model canvas. So this is a single, with this single table, we can what we can give all the information about our project to the entire people, entire audience. So by looking at this business model canvas, everyone should come to know, so what are the things or what are the benefits or what are the, how much budget it will be incurring, and who are the customers, how the customers are maintained, how the customers are contacted, how the revenues are generated, everything is shown in this single model. So that is the main importance of this business model canvas. Even if you are going for any kind of idea pitch through any incubation center or wherever any idea contest, if you go, then they will give only 1 minute to showcase your business model. With that business model, you have conveyed everything about your project, then you will be finally selected. There is no doubt in that. So the first here, what are the activities are there? I mean, what are the things are there means key partners. So who are all the organization or involved in implementing your project? So those are the key partners. Key activities means what are the main modules or what are the main activities that have to be carried out to implement the solution. So that is the key activity. No need to tell everything. What are the main activities you have to be executed? Key resources means what are the resources that are required to implement these key activities? Which are the resources, main resources that you are in need to complete this key activities? So that is the second thing. And the value propositions, as I told you, value propositions means what benefits that you are going to give your customer. Okay, so if the customer wants to buy your product means what is the benefit? If they buy means what are the benefits that they can attain? Okay, so that should come under the value proposition. All the benefits for the customers or for the beneficiaries. So that is called value proposition. Customer relationship means how you retain the customers. For example, I may give a discount coupon, or I may start some online application and I can maintain the customer information, online shopping. So those kind of things. In what way you are linking the or you are retaining the customer in buying your products. Then channels. So through which are the channels? Media or social platform or website. So maybe the advertisement. So with through which are the channels you want to communicate with the customers, or you want to communicate your product information to the other people. Then the customer segments. Customer segments means who are your target customers? Who are going to buy your products? Okay. So which are all the people or which are all the beneficiaries of your product? So that will come under the customer segments. Then revenue streams. Revenue stream means how once if you have developed the product means how you are going to get the profit after commercializing your product, after launching your product into the market, how you are going to generate a revenue, that is a profit. What are the plans that you are having? Okay, so for maybe a regular customer, so I am going to give some offer. So in that way you can increase your sales and you can get the profit. So in that way, you may have a different idea, any idea. So based on which idea, based on which strategy that you want to generate a profit for your product. So that is the revenue streams. And finally, the cost structure. Okay, but your budget, for which are all the things you need a budget. So those things have to be included here. So this is about the business model canvas. So this is a general outline. Uh, okay. So this is an example for the LinkedIn website. So for developing the LinkedIn product, professional network, so this is the business model canvas. Key partners. So who are all the partners in developing that platform? Okay, Equinix, content providers. Then key activities means the main key activity is the platform development. So they have given in a simple way, but you give it in a detailed manner. Okay, this is just an example. Don't follow the same. They are giving in a very abstract, generalized manner. But you give it in a detailed manner about your project. Then only the other people will understand. Because in the IAC National Innovation Contest, they just go through the business model canvas directly. So what is there in that? Automatically if they understand very clearly, they will analyze for the further screening. Otherwise, they will reject it in the just by looking itself. Okay, so you can prepare the model canvas and you can give it to the friend and you can or give it to your faculty, whichever you are comfortable with them. So you can ask whether you understand our project without telling by yourself. Okay. So if they understand very clearly, then that is the best model, best business model canvas. Okay. Then key resources. So they need a software. for developing that platform. Value proposition means they are maintaining a professional, identity for each and every people who are all joined in that, and then they build a network, right? Build a professional network for getting communication with all kind of people and using the resources by sharing with each other, and especially identifying the right talent in which are all the field. The For example, through LinkedIn there are so many guests or the resource person that we are getting help for inviting as a speaker in our college lectures or also. Okay, so you can find identify the right talent. That is the one of the benefit of LinkedIn, and you can reach the audience very easily since it is an online platform, and you can access to the lots and lots of many information that you can freely available with once if you join in the LinkedIn, right? So these are the benefits of the LinkedIn project implementation. Relations means in what way they are maintaining the customer, the same side network or the cross side network. Okay, then in what way they are advertising about that, in what way they are, obviously the website or the mobile apps, right? Then customer segments, who are all the customers going to use the LinkedIn? Internet users, recruiters, so advertisers, obviously those who want to advertise also they are using it, developers, sorry. So then revenue stream means they are maybe there are some offering some subscriptions and hiring solutions. So hiring for some development, further feature development, and marketing solutions, cost structure. So which are all involving, which are all the things that are involving incurring cost for your budget. For the project. So this is one example, and another. This is an example for smart door lock project. Okay, so the project is smart door lock. For that, the business model canvas. This is just a sample model. So you can, if you type business model canvas in the Google, you can get plenty of, even for Google. For Google itself, there is a business model canvas available. Twitter, LinkedIn, so many things. For example, Uber. There are so many great professionals. They are also sharing the business model, sample business model canvas. You can refer that. The basic thing is this: key partners means who are all the mainly involved in implementing your project. Key activities means main tasks in implementing your solution. Key resources means resources that are required to implement your solution. Value proposition means benefits that will be reachable to the customer. Then relationships, how you are maintaining the customer relationship, how you are channelizing your product. Then who are all the customers that are going to use it, that is customer segments. How you are going to generate the profit, that is revenue streams. And how much cost, for which and all the costs are involved, labor cost or some hardware cost. Okay, for which and all the cost is involved, we have to purchase what are all the things. So those will be given in the cost structure. So everything, if you see this, then everything is conveyed in this business model canvas. So that is the main importance of this. So you develop the business model canvas and you assess the product innovation rubric for your project. You can discuss with your mentor also. If you feel that it will be leaking into some other people like me, because we are working in other institutions. Okay, if you feel like that, no need to share with me also. You have internal mentor within your institution, right? So you can get feedback or the suggestions with your internal mentor also. No need to share with me. I am not compelling you, but if you want any help from me, I am ready to do it. I will not have any problem. You can share it with me on any day, any time. I will help you in any way. There is no problem from my side, because in last week only I am very busy. So this week I can help you in any way. I think the November 26th is the last date, right? So can we have a review? Can we have a review meeting of your business model canvas by tomorrow? Is it comfortable for you? Because some people are having exams and all. Okay, no problem. If you can prepare your business model canvas and innovation rubric, and you can discuss with me and your internal mentors at any time. Okay. And one thing I want to share it in the portal. I think you may get the mentoring session schedule and the minutes of meeting of each and every meeting conducted by the mentor. Right. I have already shared with you. I think one meeting has been conducted with all the groups. I have shared the minutes of meeting already and session schedule. The today's meeting minutes will be shared by me. Okay, so you can upload it, and we have meeting by tomorrow. Whatever the doubts you wanted, make it as a doubt clearing session, right? So you can we can have it by tomorrow the same time, right? 6:30, and day after tomorrow also. So today is 23, right? So 24, 25, and 26. So 3 days at 6:30, we can have a doubt clearing session. So you can join in the same link. So whatever the doubt you need to ask, you can ask me. So no need to wait till the meeting time. You can ask me through personally also at any time. Okay, guys. I hope you get some tips about the product innovation rubric and the business model canvas, and how to identify or how to ensure that your solution is worthy or not. I hope so. Thank you all. Thank you for, even though you are having exams, thank you for spending a valuable time with me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.